What's going on, everybody? It's Chris back here again, Inside the U. Talk about Miami's commits, signees, targets, the whole thing here at Under Armour All-America Day 3 practices. They've got one more practice than the game. It's going to be on January 3rd, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern on ESPN. So definitely check that out. Camping World Stadium over there in Orlando. We're in Lake Buena Vista. ESPN Wide World of Sports facility here. Let's get into it. So, just watching today, I always want to see progress with the players, and I want to start with Robert Stafford. Had a chance to talk to him after practice here, and going to post his video so you can see that, as well as an article on InsideTheU.com. But Robert mentioned that he felt like today was a better day than yesterday, and I felt like that too. Watching him, he seemed to be a little bit more comfortable and confident on his breaks, on his one-on-one stuff. He definitely was improved today, so that was good to see. Again, progress from a player, and Robert did a good job. And one thing with Robert, and just kind of getting to know him just a little bit, is just he definitely exudes confidence. He's not one of these loud, outspoken guys, but he's definitely confident. And he said today, I'm an All-American, so he feels like he's a really good player, and certainly he's made a lot of big plays there at O'Galley his senior year, with his returns and interceptions, the whole thing. So he's definitely one of these guys that Miami's counting on to be a good cornerback for them in the near future. So we'll see how he continues to progress. I do want to make a note, he's not planning on being at Miami until May with enrolling there, but he said he's going to hire a personal trainer. He got it more into that, but just to work out and be ready for when he does arrive at Miami. But I'm excited about Robert. I think he's got a chance. He's just one of these good cornerbacks. He's got a good base, some good athleticism right now, and I think as he continues to get better and develop, I think he's got a chance to be a really good, really solid cornerback that can run as well as jump and tip passes, that kind of a thing. So it's been a productive week for Robert, so that's good to see. And like I said, I felt like he had progress from day 2 to day 3. And Robert's playing with team speed, and also in that defensive back grouping is Cormani McClain. And I haven't addressed my thoughts on Cormani with you guys, and just kind of been talking about him. So I'm just gonna maybe my thoughts on him since everything that happened in the early signing day period with him not signing with Miami. Certainly, I think there's no question that you've got to be a little concerned if you're a Miami fan or coach or whatever it might be, because why didn't he sign? For various reasons. However, I definitely think that it's certainly a chance that he could go elsewhere, but it's certainly a chance he could stay at Miami. I don't want to say at this point which way he's going to do, because I talked to some people, and it seems like it's going to go one way, and it seems like it's going to go another way if you talk to other people. So certainly he's just one of those guys that a lot's going on with his recruitment at this time, and certainly I do think that it is a concern from a Miami standpoint of why he didn't sign, because he certainly could have. And it's just like when a guy essentially decommits, maybe he reconsiders that school, but typically decommits, pick a different school moving forward. Cormani didn't officially decommit, so he is committed verbally. He hasn't announced that. He didn't speak. He didn't do public interviews since he's been here. And I do want to mention also that, he gave up a touchdown. I think a lot of people knew that yesterday at practice this year. And I found out today, he wasn't doing these one-on-ones, and found out he was actually dealing with a shoulder injury, and not one of these ones where it felt like he tapped out or anything like that. But the coach actually had to take his helmet and not let him go out there. So I just want to report that he is dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury. He was out there today, and so it was just kind of good seeing him. He definitely looks like he's in good spirits talking to his teammates. Sharif Denson's another guy in this defensive back grouping on team speed, and certainly Sharif and Cormani were talking quite a bit. And Robert did mention that he wants to talk to Cormani more about going to Miami. And again, check out that video, my interview with him, and you could see what he had to say afterwards. But Cormani certainly, once again, I can't say it enough, very good player, very good prospect. There's a reason why he's a top-rated corner according to 24/7 Sports composite rankings. And the other official signee that was out here, again, Reuben Bain, you talk about a guy that continues to do well wherever he goes. Today was no exception. He looked very good again today. He's on his one-on-one moves, beating the offensive line. It looked like he, once again, after the second day of practice, he said he came out here, it's essentially this is a business trip for him, and he's here to conduct business. I know many of you, I saw in the comments on the last video that you liked what he had to say there. But, he did today. He conducted his business. He went out and kind of dominated the offensive line that he went against on a lot of one-on-one moves. The coaches, hearing them talk about him, or the way they coach him during these drills, is they certainly like him as a player, and there's a lot to like. He's explosive off the line. He just has a good read, a good knack for what he is physically, and able to, use his physical traits to his advantage and get get to the quarterback. You know, that's what he does best. He's a pass rushing defensive lineman, and he does a good job of that. Again, today he was really good at it. It's impressive to see. He's not the biggest defensive lineman out there, you know, comparatively, but you know, he makes plays, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does in the actual game. Certainly he's got high goals for that game. He wants 2 sacks, so we'll see how it goes, but definitely keep your eye on Reuben Bain, team speed, number 11. Definitely watch him, and Robert Stafford, number 12. Those are Miami's guys for team speed, the 2 Miami signees. Before I get into Team Phantom guys, maybe to watch for, you know, I will say just kind of watching the 2 teams. So with the way it's set up, it's 2 practice fields, team speed on one side, essentially offense, defense on certain sides of the field, and then Phantom on the other side. And you kind of go back and forth. And I've obviously spent more of my time on team speed, but I do watch Phantom a little bit. And just what I've seen from them and kind of talking to people, certainly it looks like Team Speed's got the better team. They look like on both sides of the ball. So we will see. Phantom had a rough day here at the end of this 3rd day of practice. Ball kind of going all over the field, dropping on the field on the offensive standpoint, couldn't hike the ball and whatnot. So we will see if they're able to regroup. But as of now, it looks like Speed's got the chance to the advantage right now going into this game 3 days into practices. But, you know, with Phantom, Nicholas Harbor, he's the one I paid attention to the most. He's a lot of fun to watch. Again, I saw him at wide receiver quite a bit. I did see him today. You know, he put his hand on the dirt and kind of in a tight end spot. So they move him around a little bit. He gets downfield. I'd like to see him kind of get more involved downfield with his size and maybe some red zone targets. So we will see how that goes in the game. But the size is definitely there, the athletic ability, and we will see if Miami can kind of make a push for him recruiting-wise, maybe get him in on a visit. That's the goal for Miami. If they can get him in on a visit, one of his few, you know, doesn't have much left. So we will see if Miami can really be a player there. And then the other guy that I've mentioned before after each day of practice, Roderick Pleasant, you know, the cornerback for Phantom, you know, speedster guy, not the biggest corner, not at all. He's just out here, you know, he's kind of seems to have a good attitude towards thing. Didn't get to see him make a lot of plays, but did see him doing a couple drills. So that was good to see him out here. And kind of going back to Harbor, and I do have video on all these guys I'll be posting as soon as I get back to Miami, kind of put together a package for you guys to all see. But one of the ones I didn't get video of, but I do want to mention, and it's because they were working on a punt return drill for Phantom, and Harbor was actually a gunner type, and he actually ran down and tracked down the ball, carried the punt returner, was chasing him all over the field. That was kind of impressive just to see his athletic ability in action. I didn't get video of it because I didn't think it was going to be a big play or anything worth watching, but he definitely did well. And just wrapping this up, I do want to wish everybody a happy new year. Hopefully 2023 is your year. Hopefully it's better than the last. I definitely want to thank everybody personally for your support, for watching the videos, and also reading the articles. All your support, it means a lot. It makes me want to keep doing more for you guys. And also too, you know, if you've kind of been struggling, kind of going through some stuff, I know Coop, you're dealing with it, man. We're all thinking of you. Hopefully you stay up, and everyone else as well. So we'll be thinking of you guys as well. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you have a good rest of the day, good week. Definitely stay tuned and take care.